Tonight is during poetry speech number 3. Get to the point with the speech, but then I'm asked the question, is Charles happy? And he hasn't come back to me, so I may just let him come up with.
We'll see at the end. What do you know about leadership? That's what I was asked on my first day here. Well, they saw me as left, right, yes sir, no sir. Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I was perceived when I first turned up at City. It really took me off guard. I knew I was going to be questioned about my maths, my understanding, my rudimentary knowledge on finances and technology. But my USP was my leadership ability, as I thought. I recently went for a beer with an old boss of mine from the army. And he asked me, Charles, how did the army prepare you for a life in the corporate world? Well, I've just finished a year at City. I thought, what an opportunity now to evaluate that comment and see how my leadership skills I learned in the army will set me in good stead for a life in the corporate world. So I'm going to take the opportunity tonight to take you through my top 3 of my evaluation. Leadership behaviours, leadership value and standards, and then leading by investing in people. So the first one, leadership by values and standards. Leadership is built on values and standards. Do a hard thing on a hard day when no one is watching. That is the real test of your moral compass. And I feel in a bank where we're so heavily regulated and there's so much compliance and auditing going on, that actually, and we're spread so globally across, I think, 92 countries, that actually this is a really good comment to live by and follow all my actions by. Integrity, discipline, and courage. I've recently been working on a project that's high tempo and high pressure. I've been driving down some KYC figures down to 0. And I've got a tactic with bags of energy. And I was so successful. But then I realised there was a fallout to this. The fact that the quality of that KYC had taken a hit. So I realised I was going to have to use my moral courage to go tell the senior management about the situation and rein back progression in my project and not take the glory all for myself but share it amongst the team, those who are actually doing the day-to-day due diligence. Then we go on to the second point. This leadership, so that leadership is one that you have to take into account. So we'll go on to the third one actually. We're going to invest in people. It's important that you invest in people and you build relationships for the long term. This building of relationships for the long term involves you not only building those that report directly to you, but also those around you, and empowering them to have the ability to make the decisions that you need. And especially when you don't have full access to them. Globally, they might be in different time zones. So you've empowered them to be able to make those decisions decisively and on time. These are real key aspects to being a leadership in the military. And I feel that in a global organisation like ours, they really translate over. Leadership behaviours. There's acting on little information and operating in the fog and making effective and timely decisions that have dramatic impacts on the organisation, and having the confidence to do that with limited access to the data set. Everyone in City I've met is either been as bright or brighter than I am. But often I find things that hold them back is their ability. Some people have that drive to get that 100% data set and fail to make a timely decision because they're spending their whole time trying to get that last 10%, which we all know is that hardest 10% to go. So having the confidence to just do it off 90% is really important. Then, so this takes me, I've been very fortunate in my career to have been mentored and coached by some of the world's most exceptional leaders I've ever met. But I've actually been more fortunate to, in my transition, to start in a department that also had exceptional leadership people, and within an organisation that aligns to my values. And this is where my strength has been, is the fact I've managed to find an organisation where I can combine what I learned and drive it forward from here. I still have a lot to learn from a huge diverse audience like yourself. And what this thing has really taught me is that I need to continuously evaluate and analyse my own leadership and the leadership of those around me in order to adapt and thrive in this brave new world. I'll leave you with one quote. A leader is a dealer in hope. What Napoleon Bonaparte said. And I'll go home tonight and every night thinking how and who I will deal hope to next. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. So, evaluating Charles' speech. Happiness, it's not, it's happiness. We're all blissful. So, the title of Charles' speech was A Leader is, can you tell us?
Leader is a dealer in hope.
A dealer in hope. A very intriguing speech title when I saw it. And I liked how, in evaluating Charles' speech, I'm going to just touch 3 areas, which is structure, delivery, and the content. So, Charles started off his speech with a bang. He came on stage, he marched, and that grabbed the audience attention. That's a very good way, very good opening speech to sort of draw the audience in. So well done, Charles, on that. So the structure, it's a speech number 3, and one of the objectives of speech number 3 is to have the structure very clear. And Charles was able to achieve this by having pointers. He said, I'll talk about this, and he used his fingers, he used his body, and he used the speech structure. He talked about the points. That he's going to give 3 points about how a leadership is.
No, it's how my experiences in leadership. Help.
Yes, and I like he using his military background, comparing to the corporate world. Very good. So the structure was quite good. It achieved the objectives of speech number 3. Then the delivery. The delivery was that Charles moved from stage to stage. He made use of the stage, and we followed him. We're following him on the stage. It was quite a very energetic delivery style for the speech. My recommendation would be, in terms of how the conclusion was, the title and the content were a bit didn't sync, but that's something Charles can watch out for. So it was a serious speech, but Charles was good to put it injected it with a lot of humor, so that it made it not too serious. But I reached out to Charles before today, and he said one of his objectives was to deliver to deliver a serious speech. That's not a humorous speech. So I think he achieved that aim. But at times it can be counterproductive for us, the audience, because we're at work the whole day. So it's good to deliver not so serious speech, but with a serious twist at it. That's my recommendation. but the content was good. It's relevant to us, the audience. We're in a corporate environment, and it's good to know that the military skills can be used in a corporate environment. So all in all, I feel Charles did a good job with that. So speech number 3, well done. So thank you.